I'm not sure how many of you are old enough to have a job, but for those that do you listen to radio while working? Because, well, I do, and you know how every station always says at some point you're listening to this or that station? Well, the station I listen to, they play strange sound during those commercials, if you would call them that way. It was about time I met something, and yeah, among those sounds, I swear I've heard Pokemon cries, namely those of Skarmory and Gabite. There's no mistaking it, they sound identical. Thought no one would catch on, huh? Well, too bad, because I did. And speaking of Pokemon cries, there was something I read today about that, and, well, you know how Charizard and Rhyhorn have the exact same cry? And yeah, I'm not joking, that is actually the exact same cry with no sound tweaking at all. Some might have thought there's gotta be a little difference somewhere, but no, Charizard and Rhyhorn have absolutely identical cries. And by the way, I didn't remember there was a trainer there, else I would have beaten it earlier, but oh well, better now than never. So as I was saying, there are two other pairs of Pokemon that have absolutely identical cries, and I'm referring to Poliwag and Ditto, and Caterpie and Goldeen. Identical cries. So there are those three pairs, which means there are only 148 different cries among first generation Pokemon. But nope, that's not true. Actually, there are only 37 different cries between all 151 original Pokemon. Because several of the cries are similar to other cries, but pitched up, pitched down. They turn off some channels and stuff, and you know how, for example, Charmander and Charmeleon, and even Charizard have similar cries? Well, it's just that they tone the pitch down with each evolutionary stage, so it's actually the exact same sound file, but the game is instructed to turn down the pitch a little depending on which evolutionary stage is involved. So now I've entered the Seafoam Islands, and now I've got to push down. This is boulder number 1, which is going to end up on the 4th floor at the end, so I'm just going to go down the hole, since here it's much faster than going all the way around and just and taking the ladder. And it's annoying having to go in the menu every time. And holy glitch, Batman! The bike music is still playing even though I'm not on the bike anymore. Not that it's such a bad thing, since the music that plays here, which is the same as in the Viridian Forest, well, can't exactly say it's a masterpiece. It just drones on. It's like dun, 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 dun. Ah! It's like the Pokemon equivalent of Poker Face, except for some reason people actually like the latter. Well, I don't. Makes me want to destroy the radio with a sledgehammer. But yeah, I don't know whether it's better for the bike music to play, since it's been droning on and on and on ever since part, what was it, 17, 18, 19? I can't be expected to remember that kind of details, but it's been playing for over 50 videos, and I am freaking sick of it too. So now what I'm doing is heading up ladders all the way back to the first level, so that I can push boulder number 2 down 3 more holes. And here I am at the top floor, so I gotta go, yeah, over there, and now the ladder is close, but it's still faster to just, you know, fall down the hole. And that means I gotta go in the menu and pick strength 3 more times. Ugh. Makes me long for the later generations, which have much greater convenience. And here I'm going to push that down the hole too. And if I remember correctly, when I studied the maps, I noticed that there was no ladder that went down, so I have no choice but to go down the hole in order to push the boulder down this one. But back to what I was saying about Pokemon cries, that means that since there's only 37 different sound files in all, that the same sound... Oh, damn it! That I should have gone down the ladder instead of down the hole, because now I gotta find my way back up to the other two boulders. No, wait, I'm going to near the exit, and that's not what I'm looking after. So I am just going to surf and try to find my way to the other two boulders, which thankfully are on this floor. So if I can just get, yeah, I think I'm gonna get there soon. But back to what I was saying about the 37 sound files. Since there are so few, one file will often span across several evolutionary lines. So for example, you know how Paras, Parasect, Mewtwo, and Mew all have very similar cries? Well, I'd be willing to put money on the fact that, well, they're all from the same sound file. So here we are, the last two boulders to push down are around here, and yeah, Max Elixir. Hint hint, it's not spelled like it's pronounced. So now what I'm gonna do is that I'm going to push down the left boulder first, since the puzzle for the left boulder is getting in the way of me pushing the right boulder down the hole, if you get what I mean. Well, I've studied the map extensively, and I haven't found a way to push down the right boulder first, but it's not like it matters, because I'll be getting Articuno soon enough, no matter whether I push the left one down first or the right one first. And there we go, boulder number 3 is down. There's only one more left. And this has gone really smoothly and quickly, but it's mostly due to the fact that, unlike in Mount Moon and the Rock Tunnel, there aren't any trainers in there, so if it only takes one video for me to get to Articuno, well, that's neat. Of course, it doesn't mean Victory Road will be as smooth, because it's just as complicated, except there are trainers this time. But back to Pokemon Cries once more, you'll be surprised to hear that second generation Pokemon work exactly in the same fashion as Generation 1 Pokemon, even though the cries are less beeping and they sound more like actual cries. Not quite as much as those in the last two generations, but they still sound more like cries nonetheless. So how many sound files did it take to make up the 100 cries for the Generation 2 Pokemon? Only 30. That means in the first two generations you got 251 Pokemon, but only 67 sound files for their cries. Yeah, I had a lot of difficulty swallowing that one, especially when it comes to Generation 2, but apparently that's how it works. So now all that's left is to find the ladder, which is right there, to get me to the 5th and final floor. Then I'm gonna have to surf just a little, and then it's going to be Articuno. Of course, I'm not going to initiate the battle in this video, I'm going to keep it for the next one. Now, I'm not sure of whether I want to catch it in one ball like I did with Zapdos or not. It would be unbelievably cool if I did, but at the same time, I will definitely be accused of doctoring my videos if this ever occurs. So now I gotta put Gengar in the lead so that I can sleep Articuno right off the bat, and then save the game, and after that I'm all set. Join me next time for catching Articuno!